In this video, I'd like to showcase changes done in Gdx Graph and also show you how to run it using Gdx Assistant application. Gdx Graph, rather than a standalone application, now is a plugin for Gdx Assistant. Gdx Assistant is an application that manages all the resources you can modify in your game project. It runs plugins. For now only the Gdx Graph plugin is available, but as I'll be adding new tools, the list of plugins will grow. You can also write your own plugins and have them work within the Gdx Assistant for use in your own projects. I will quickly demonstrate how to install the Gdx Assistant with the Gdx Graph plugin. I'll start with an empty folder that you can create wherever you want the Gdx Assistant application to live. Next, go to Gdx Assistant GitHub page, link in the description, and download the latest version of released Gdx Assistant desktop jar to that folder. Then, in that folder, create new plugins folder. This folder is where all the plugin jars need to be placed to be automatically recognized and loaded by Gdx Assistant. Finally, download Gdx Graph Assistant jar from Gdx Graph GitHub page, link in the description. You have to make sure that the version of Gdx Graph Assistant you download works with the version of Gdx Assistant Desktop. The version required by Gdx Graph Assistant is specified on the download page on GitHub. Now that the jar is in Plugins folder, you can start the Gdx Assistant. As you can see in the menu bar, it has a graph menu, which is an indication that the Gdx Graph plugin has been started. For the purposes of this video, I have created a new libgdx project on my computer. Now in the Gdx Assistant, I'll create a new project. I need to provide project name, choose a folder where the project is. In this case, it's where I have created the libgdx project, and specify where the assets for this project will be stored. To create new render pipeline in the project, go to Graph menu and choose New. Note that now there are only 3 graphs types available. That is because Screen Shader and Particle Shader have been merged into Model Shader. Now you can proceed like before to create your desired render pipeline. Now I'll show you a few changes that have been made in editing of graphs. First thing you might notice while editing shader graph is that a lot of nodes now have a preview, where you can take a quick peek at the results of the graph at that particular stage in the graph. This is extremely useful when you are trying to figure out why something doesn't work the way it's supposed to, or when you come back to an existing shader and want to refresh your memory about how the shader works. Another very exciting and much needed feature is the undo-redo operations. You can find them in the edit menu, but they are also available through a keyboard shortcut. If you find this information useful, please consider subscribing to this YouTube channel, or you can watch some of the other videos on this channel.